Hello, my name is Dr. Robert Leahy, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about how we get stuck in trying to defend past decisions that we've made. Think about this. Let's imagine that you buy a jacket or a garment, you spend a lot of money on it, and you bring it home. You try it on, and you say, well, it doesn't really feel right, but I'll maybe wear it another time. You hardly ever wear this garment. You put it in the closet and it stays there for years. Once in a while, you take it out, you look at it. Oh, it's not really me, but I'm not going to throw it out. Your partner says, why don't you get rid of that? Why don't you give it away to charity or throw it out? You say, no, I'm not going to do that. I spent good money on that. Or imagine that you're in a relationship for a long period of time. And for the last couple of years, it has not been rewarding. It's been really making you miserable. And you look at it and you think, oh, maybe I should break up, but you think, I can't simply walk away. I've put in 4 years into this relationship now. I have to make it work now. This is what we call sunk costs. In other words, you've made a decision in the past. You put time and effort and money, in some cases, into that decision. It's no longer rewarding, and you get stuck in it. You won't throw out your computer because you paid a lot of money for it, even though it can no longer use the current software that you need. You get stuck in a job, you can't walk away because you feel like I put all this time into it. This is what's called the sunk cost effect. The sunk cost is that I put the time and the effort into it and the money into it in the past, and I'm stuck on it. I can't give it up. And you continue in an unrewarding course of action that other people think, well, that's kind of irrational. Why don't you just get rid of it? But you can't. A lot of us get stuck in the sunk cost effect in relationships, jobs, things we purchase. People who hoard things are the ultimate sunk cost people. So what underlies this sunk cost effect? And a lot of this has to do with regret. One aspect of it is the fear of wasting. If I throw it out or I walk away from it, it means I've wasted so much time and money, and I don't want to feel that sense of loss when I get rid of it. The second part is we ignore future trade-offs. In other words, we should be making decisions based on future utility. We should be making decisions based on what are the benefits that we can get in the future versus what are the costs. However, with some cost effects, we get stuck on the idea that we need to hope for future benefits, and we downplay the downside of staying in that relationship and the cost of staying in that relationship or job or whatever it would be. We ignore the opportunity costs. If we got rid of this thing, if we change the job or change the relationship or move to a different place or throw out the computer or whatever, we would have perhaps greater benefits in the future, greater opportunities. So when we get stuck on those sunk costs, we ignore the opportunities in the future. The third thing is we think we need to justify our past decisions. We think we need to say, well, that must have been a good decision to stay in that relationship. And we keep telling our friends how wonderful this person is, and you don't really know them. Or we come up with rationalizations of why we should stay in this course of action, this job, or whatever it would be. We often think that giving up means you're a bad decision maker. It's almost like you equate being a good decision maker with holding onto your cards and never letting go, never folding. But that's not the sign of a good decision maker. A good decision maker is somebody who knows when to cut their losses. Another thing that keeps us stuck in sunk costs is we hope to redeem the value. That is, we hope it'll eventually work out. We hope this relationship will eventually become better, even though it may have been unrewarding for years and even in some cases abusive. or we think that this career or this job or whatever, this relationship with a friend, that maybe in the future it'll get better, even though the evidence seems to show it's getting worse. And we also get stuck in some costs because we think, well, people will think, well, we told you so. What an idiot for you to stay in it. And so we want to prove to other people that we were right. There are many, many reasons why we get stuck in sunk costs. And sunk costs are all about the fear of future regret. So in my book, I lay out detailed techniques that you can use to help you identify sunk costs and help you break free of them so you can live a more rewarding life. Sunk costs is living life in a rearview mirror as opposed to driving on. Thanks for listening.